Hey everybody, happy Friday. This is Afefe with Touch by Tarot and Beyond. I'm always happy to be on here and connect with you all. A couple of quick housekeeping things. And by the way, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you like what you see. Hit that like and subscribe button. I am a tarotist. I do my thing with the cards, tarot and oracle. I'm also a former journalist, so that's why you'll see a lot of political readings on my channel. I try to stay tapped in, and I'm all about the facts, but then I take the facts and we go to spirit and we get a little deeper with it. Like, okay, what else do we need to know on these different topics, right? So anyway, I hope you like what you see. Try to mix it up a little bit. I also do sometimes just straight up more spiritual growth, spiritual development types of readings, pick a card readings. We have Monday the 19th, we have a full moon in Aquarius. So Sunday the 18th, take a look on my channel. Come back and visit. Hit that notification bell. That'll make it easier for you because I will be doing a pick a card reading for the full moon in Aquarius, which is happening under some sort of Kazemi. Like, it's supposed to be really power packed in the way energetically that we had things going on in July, when which resulted in or led to the assassination attempt of Trump. Meaning not astrology caused it, but of course, but that there was such a disturbance and such an agitation between the planets astrologically that it made the environment conducive to something shocking happening. And so we've been hearing some things about that, even in relation to the Democratic convention, which starts interestingly enough on the 19th. So there's a lot going on. We're going to take a look at that as well. I'll probably do two separate videos, but check back for that. Members, thank you so much. And we are, don't forget, Sunday at 3 o'clock Eastern, we will be doing a live Zoom call with yours truly. You can ask me your questions. We can talk about tarot. We can mix it up, do a little bit of teaching and insight, however we want to let it flow. I will be emailing you if you're interested with that Zoom link, so we keep it private. If you're interested in becoming a member, I'd love to have you. There's a link in the description below. So just hit that more button if you see more on the side to get to more information on the description. And you'll see a link for how to join my membership. All right. All right. Let's get down to business. So I understand that really running counter to Trump's whole, everyone's telling Trump, you need to settle down. Stop all of this name calling with Kamala Harris. I personally, I'm in with what this guy he's hired back now, Corey, what's his name? Corey Lewandowski, who was really instrumental in his 2016 campaign. Well, apparently Trump, who yesterday, was in North Carolina. And yesterday or the day before, and behind, right to the side of him, was a stack of sausage and Honey Nut Cheerios and some, I guess it was Maxwell House coffee or whatever. I'm not quite sure what the messaging there was. Maybe kitchen table topics or whatever. But from what I understand, he looked at the cereal, the Honey Nut Cheerios, and said, haven't had that in a long time. Maybe I'll take that with me. Like, the guy is just on a whole different level. But his handlers, Susie Wiles, Chris LaCivita, others, other, Republican strongholds have been saying, look, dude, you have really got to get a grip on it. Like, now's the time. We're in the countdown. And you've got to get a grip on all this name calling, all this, deliberate mispronunciation of Kamala Harris's name, talking about her laugh. And that, you all have heard all of it. It's dumb. It's really dumb, right? And they've been saying, stop acting dumb and let's get to some policy issues. Let's get to some, some meat and potatoes here that voters really, really care about, rather than all of this schoolyard taunting. So what does he do? He goes and from what I hear now, he has rehired this Corey Lewandowski to his campaign. Now, Corey, I have forgotten, this is going back to 2016. Corey is a wild one, right? He apparently got fired. Trump had to fire him, or Trump's campaign had to fire him, replace him with Kellyanne Conway and Paul Manafort back in the day. Why? Because Corey is like a Spitfire. He got caught on tape manhandling a reporter. apparently didn't like her line of questioning and just hauled off and like grabbed up on the woman, and and then tried to deny it, but they had the tape. She had the receipts and they had the tapes, and there was just no denying it. In addition, he apparently, there was something that happened, I believe it was in, got my notes, can't take you can take the girl out of reporting, but you can't take the reporting out of the girl. It was in Arizona. Yeah. And he got into a fight with some protesters over, and I don't know what it was about, but anyway, this guy has a propensity for violence apparently, and he said, this is a quote from him that I found out in Newsweek. So he's addressing his behavior in the past, and how he's tend to run hot-headed, and he says, when I see something I think, don't even know, I think isn't right, I think, does a lot of thinking, I think I have some kind of, for right or for wrong, obligation to fix it. If I think I see something wrong, for right or for wrong, I have an obligation to fix it. All right? His most recent, Corey's most recent quote that's running wild right now all over social media, because he is saying, now that he's been brought back into the fold, so I guess he's going to be telling Susie Wiles and Chris Lasavita what to do. He's saying, let Trump be Trump. Let Trump be Trump. Personally, I'm here for it. All right, Corey, sound advice to me. Let Trump be Trump. Let him continue to go off the rails and melt down and not be able to speak coherently and be Trump. Let Trump be Trump. But interestingly, now I'm ready to go to spirit. This and I'm wondering, I want to see if the guides are going to tell, like, that sounds like a ticket to nowhere, because Trump wants to do what Trump wants to do. We know this. And he hires people around him who say, absolutely, boss, whatever you say is the most brilliant thing I've ever heard. Well, apparently Corey is one of these people. Young guy, only 50 years old. So he was super young back in 2016, right? Want to take a look at how this is going to work out. I'm going to using the Leanerman deck. For those of you who use cards, Leanerman is... It's sort of a down, it gets right to the point, versus tarot, which kind of it uses a system, a numerical system, archetypal system. So you got to kind of really get into the interpretation. This is more of a storytelling. These images and these words kind of just tell you point blank, period. Here's what's up. So let's go. Enough chit chat. Spirit, is the hiring of Corey Lewandowski going to be more harmful to Trump? Is Trump really going to unleash now that he has somebody who's not going to even try to keep him in check? There's the whip. Punishment. This is self-destructive. He has a self-destructive impulse. He sees and he knows, talking about Trump now, not Corey. He knows that he knows his behavior. He reads everything. He hears everything. He knows that his behavior has turned a lot of people off, and in some ways, but he is so desperate, and he only knows one way to behave. So the whip is an indication of punishment, of self-sabotage in some levels. Self-sabotage. And there's the tower. This would stand for, as opposed to in tarot, the tower is like things blowing up. Here, it's about institutions. It's about government. It's about the White House. It's about the win. Yeah, bottom line. Corey is someone, Trump cannot allow himself to settle down enough to take the solid advice, because hate him, like him or hate him, Susie Wiles is a mastermind. She is a Republican mastermind. She's by all accounts, she's super, super sharp. Chris Lasavita, I know a little less about him, but whatever. Bottom line is, he clearly has chosen to move away from the people who truly are political powerhouses and have a sensibility of how to run this campaign, to somebody who's just going to get up there and roll up his sleeves right along, like a Jan 6 kind of dude, who's going to just get in there and fight his way out. There's Trump, the man. So that stands for Trump. and there's the House. But the House is he, he's worried about being jailed. Whoa. You know, I wrote it down. I was going to share. He said something in an interview about during that campaign speech in North Carolina about, they want to put me in jail. They want to put me in jail. So he's extremely conscious of Spirit. Is he worried about the Marshawn sentencing in September? Is that what's happening? Throw the book at him. That's what's happening. He is extremely alert. His lawyers, Trump's lawyers, just moved again, I think for the third time now, to ask Marshawn to recuse himself. And for the third time this week, Marshawn, I think on Tuesday, issued his ruling and said, listen, this is getting redundant and it's getting ridiculous. And we have gone over this now 3 times. Here are the reasons on the basis that his daughter is somehow in cahoots with Kamala Harris. Not true. Never was true. Now they're being specific to Kamala Harris. In the past, it was just that she had Democratic ties, and therefore Marshawn must. I mean, the arguments are really ridiculous. But for them, again, everything is about buying time. It's not about the validity of their argument. It's about buying time to push these things further and further out. So yes, the book, he is worried about Marshawn's ruling in September. As we get closer to that, I will take a look at that, you all. I will do a reading on that as well. So, yes, this guy, Corey has been brought on board. Here's a coffin. He feels like the end is near. And whether that's, we won't go overboard. I don't want my spirit to go overboard with that. But Trump really does feel like the end is near. He feels like he's losing. And so bringing this guy Corey on, this let Trump be Trump. Let's just all go down fighting. Let's just set everything ablaze, basically. That's his mindset right now. That's all he knows. Remember, when during that assassination attempt, whether it was staged or not, there's still some questions out there about that. But remember, the first thing he said out his mouth, Trump said out his mouth when the agents got him back on his feet, fight, 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 right? That's what he's going to do. Let Trump be Trump. All right, you all. I think I've seen what I need to see. And sorrow. He's feeling sorry. This is never going to be sorry for anything that he's done. We know that. We know better than to go down that road. But he is deeply worried. He is deeply he sees himself losing to Kamala. He recognizes that he's lost momentum. He recognizes that these poll numbers, to the extent that they work all our nerves, trust me. And I don't know who they're polling because I've never been polled. I don't know about you. Although I said that before and a couple of people commented and they were like, I've been polled. So I guess it's a real thing. But in any event, if we're going to believe those numbers are showing without a doubt across the board. Red states, blue states, whatever. Kamala Harris is definitely moving up, and he sees that freaking him all the way out. So Corey is going to go in there and do what Corey did before, which was to amplify the need to just turn Trump loose, just go for broke, because at this point he doesn't understand policy enough. He was never a politician. He doesn't have the concept and the grasp of how to get up there and articulate things, which, by the way, so then if we're going to go forward with this, I just thought, wait a minute, I'm thinking 2 things at once, you all, bear with me. The debate is supposed to be September 10th, I believe, and I thought I heard Marshawn's ruling is the 16th. I'm getting that confused with Tanya Chutkan, because Tanya Chutkan agreed with Jack Smith to postpone her hearing. It may be September 8th that Marshawn is supposed to rule, and Chutkan's hearing is on the 16th. I think that's it. So then that would mean that he is scheduled to debate Kamala Harris 2 days after Marshawn's sentencing. Ooh. Ooh, so that's why they're in a panic to get that thing postponed. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if he has to go on a stage and debate Kamala Harris? He's got to back out. Okay, I've gotten excited. Let me move on. I have one more thing talking about North Carolina. Today, Kamala Harris and the campaign is going to be in North Carolina. She's doing a fantastic job of articulating and sort of anticipating, as any good former prosecutor would, what are the next steps? What is the opposing side doing? So all of this stuff about attacking her on policy or on Biden's policies and trying to diminish, her appeal to the American public, her ability to navigate those issues. She is coming full steam ahead on that. And so now apparently we know that Roy Cooper, who was in consideration, he was being vetted for the VP spot, he stepped out because unfortunately North Carolina has a really, I've forgotten his name, black man, but this man is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Entertainment purposes only. Staunch, like way more extreme than extreme right Republican. He's talked about sometimes people need to get killed. Sometimes you just need to take people out. Like, this man is on a whole, how he even got elected to lieutenant governor of North Carolina. The idea that people are listening to this and he's saying these types of remarks, you all, in church pulpits. Take the people out. All right. So that's why Roy Cooper was like, I cannot do that to my state, right? If I am selected, and then that would have left him, this other guy, as governor. So you can't do that. But let's look at whether, in fact, North Carolina is in play for Kamala Harris. They did go for Barack Obama in 2008. I don't think they did it in 2012. They didn't. But 2008, they went for Barack Obama. However, from what I understand, North Carolina has only gone Democratic in a presidential election twice since the 60s, right? So it's a pretty solidly red state. Wonderful Democratic governor, though. It's an interesting state. I used to live there for a really long time, about 12 years. Beautiful, beautiful people. In fact, I lived in Raleigh, which is where Kamala Harris is going to be campaigning today. So, all right, Spirit. Is North Carolina in contention for Kamala Harris? Will she take North Carolina? Will she take North Carolina? There's the moon. Stirring up people's feelings. There's still some, with the moon, there is still that aspect of a mystery around it. There's still things that are being revealed. There's still things that are coming to light, that are being illuminated. I think what Spirit is saying here, you all, is that there are voters, even, middle of the road, maybe even a little more centrist Republicans. We got those Republicans for Kamala Harris, right? There are people who are looking at her and willing to listen to her. They just want to know more. They want more to be revealed about her. We have the child that shows up. They like her youth. There will be some who want to understand more because she is young, and because she is such a direct contrast to Donald Trump. There are those who will be drawn to that about her, but they want to feel confident that she is ready to handle the office. There's change. They're switching sides. They're ready to change their minds. They're ready to change their votes. They're ready to go that direction. And there's the book. This is the Constitution. They've been listening. There's a lot of voters in North Carolina, you all, who are listening to all of this talk about Project 2025 and the desire to really dismantle government. And essentially, they pushed back the publication of Kevin Roberts' book that how to clean up Washington, or whatever that crazy title he had. But he's one of the architects of Project 2025. So this is, they do not want to see the dismantling of government as it is, as we all have understood it to be. They are patriots. They feel patriotic. I'm talking about Republicans now in North Carolina, staunch Republicans. They do feel that they are true patriots, and they believe in the Constitution of the United States. And so this notion that it could be dismantled, and I just pulled stars, like stars and stripes forever, right? Yeah. All right. Thank you, Spirit. I'm clear. North Carolina could go for Kamala Harris, you all. Bottom line. If she continues, we're in a tight time crunch here, but if she continues to get her messaging out, going back to that moon card and the stars, if she sends a message of hope at the same time that she also sends a message of understanding what it takes to run the government, really being forceful and convincing in her ideology around policies that her administration would put forward, and also distinguishing herself from just being a prodigy of the Biden administration. But people are going to want to hear how do you differ, that change card, what else do you bring to the table? And if she can articulate that, you all, I think North Carolina might surprise some folk. All right, let's see. We'll look more into it as we get closer and go along. All right, you all have a wonderful weekend. I wish you the absolute best. Remember to check in with me Sunday. General reading for everyone for the pick a card for the full moon. And my members, I will be sending you a Zoom link to do our live Zoom session on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Again, if you're interested in that, you want to become a member, I will have the link to that below in the description. All right, take good care, everybody. And as I always say, remember to breathe, chin up, shoulders relaxed, and know that we're all going to be okay. We're going to get through this. Talk to you soon. Bye.